here for each of their respective offenses. Joe Burrow of the Bengals, Zach Wilson of the Jets.
And I think that each quarterback wants to play this game with a faster tempo. They want to get the plays in quickly, get in and out of the huddle quickly, take just a few seconds at the line of scrimmage and survey the defense, and then attack. And I think that we'll see both offenses try to do that in this one.
McPherson has this one teed up, and we are underway here on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Jets about set to go here on the offensive side for the first time, and leading him out, Charles, the number 2 overall pick in this April's draft. It's Zach Wilson out of BYU.
During the draft process, it was pretty clear early that Jacksonville was locked in on Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback at Clemson. That allowed the Jets to really peruse the rest of the quarterback crop, and they settled in on Zach Wilson from BYU. Loved his game, ability to throw from the pocket, the off-platform throws, getting outside of the pocket and making plays. He's their guy, and they expect him to be that guy for at least the next 10 years. Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Time to see the Bengals offense go to work. And leading them out, the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now in his 2nd season out of LSU.
And what a rookie season he had indeed. A knee injury knocked him out in Week 11 at Washington. And while the Bengals only won 2 of his 10 starts, I think everyone around the league and anyone who watched the NFL came away impressed. 13 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, nearly 270 yards a game passing, the 3rd most by a rookie in NFL history.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now Joe Mixon, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. A toss left. Mixon trucks over him. A strong running. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Joe Burrow in year number 2, moving around pretty good considering the seriousness of his injury last year. If you're a defensive coordinator here, what are you trying to do to slow Joe Burrow down?
I think you want him to be in rhythm. I think you want him to be on time. And normally, you want to take that away from a quarterback, make him hold it a little bit longer. But when he has a chance to maneuver around the pocket, sometimes get out of it, big plays result. I want him throwing the ball on time and then tackling the receivers so there's no extra yardage.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Mixon on the toss right. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man is Uzomah. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. First down. Here's Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Let's go, boy.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So first and goal from the 9-yard line. They'll give it to Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, a 9-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Here's Coleman now to return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The rookie Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to go to work once more. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Airing one out for Crowder. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Play action. It's Wilson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw going to be taken in by Cole. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
That's a big gainer on that play. And from experience, I can tell you, that's for defensive backs who come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know them.
Zach Taylor's made the decision. He's going to go ahead and throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So a good decision that time by Zach Taylor. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. 44 yards on the ground for him so far.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a gain.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Now it's Burrow. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Wilson's throw taken in there by Crowder. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Wilson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. To try again after the sack. Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Here's Braden Mann now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Airing one out for Boyd. And this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
And I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
This time they stay on the ground. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. Oh, look at the juke. Shreds the tackle. Good coverage there. Holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Wilson. Caught here by Griffin. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. It's complete to Cole. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Cincinnati. And they've had some success on the ground, and with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Jets, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And his throw is incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion for us there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow got a man open. It's Chase. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Mixon with a 1st down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Mixon with it. And shedding a man at the 40. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give them a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Burrow. He'll be taken down. The Jets get him there for the sack. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop it for an 8-yard loss. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. A jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward. On 3rd down, Mixon powers through him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So from the here's a 1st and 10. Mixon. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fit was in the right place.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd. They toss. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're 3rd and 8. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able.
And he's going to go down back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. On 4th down, out comes the rookie 5th-round pick, Evan McPherson, for the Bengal field goal. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here's McPherson now to send it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And this one across the 35.
Good strong run there, reminiscent of his days at North. 1,000-yard rusher each of his last 2 years in Chapel Hill. Despite being in a timeshare with Javonte Williams, who was the 2nd pick of the 4th round out of UNC, he could be the Jets' leading rusher.
36 now, 1st and 10. Wilson. Crowder's got it over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both. What's a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there, able to connect. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the... And it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field coming out hot, and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Got an open man. And Cole. First down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Wilson. And a big loss here as he's Larry Obi in for the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town in a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes. No points, remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
The Jets on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Nelson uncorks one for Davis. He's got a man. Complete. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So on 4th down, out kicker in a big the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And his kick is good. And it's 10-3. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field test, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. To return it, Darius Phillips. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is
It is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way on second down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Here we go. 180.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Open man is Uzomah. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Now, Coach on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On second down, here's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunity.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Oh, they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
The penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Down, Mixon. He will push his way down to about the 14. Whistles now. Defensively, they... Once again, they're here to the 10-yard line. Now the Jets going to use as they'll head talk over what to do next. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. It's going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk what to do next. So a kicker in a big spot here. McPherson is good. And they will stand now at 13-3. TD going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You never miss because now pointed out a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Here's McPherson now to send it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good cover. So here's Wilson and the Jets. A minute 36 to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Wilson to throw. Connecting. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much run off the clock.
It's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Now Wilson. Forced